those games? I mean, just obviously without Marcus, I mean, just the kids were facing an uphill battle from the start.
Well, no doubt, and we don't have I think I've talked about this before. Our margin for error is small, and what I mean by that, when we have 5 guys, the starting five's been clicking great together, and they're better than the sum of their parts because of the way they play together. But every guy's skill matters, and you take your quarterback out, and it matters a lot. There's the teams that are playing in the Super Bowl have good quarterbacks that are been with them the whole time. That take away Taylor from the Broncos, it's hard. So. It was unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And, it's a big swing not because Jace isn't a good player, and I'm not putting those on him. It's just his experience. You're subbing a fifth-year guy who's been in this kind of situation. And because the thing about San Diego State, when you handle that, we didn't handle it, and so it just got turned up, and it made it tough. And, we really had nothing going in the first half and couldn't, I was proud of the way the guys fought in the second half. They didn't throw in the towel, and that's after you dig that big a hole. Now the other thing, this team did this to Nevada here. They did it to Utah State here in the first half, and so they've had a consistency. And we knew, but it's like I said, it's one thing a simple plan to put in, hard thing to go do, and
You guys held their top 2 scorers scoreless in the first half, and yet they built a big lead.
Yeah.
Is that you're being short-handed? Their depth, anything?
Well, they've got great depth, no doubt about it. But it's always a combination. It's our offense was so bad in the first half that it puts too much pressure on your defense, and we've got to be able to. We did a better job in the second half with it, but. Too little, too late, kind of thing.
It just seemed kind of out of sync the whole first half. Just the flow. Is Marcus? I mean, obviously he's an important player.
Well,
Tyson had foul. Tyson was.
No, I already told you. If you can't handle the pressure increases. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, it was pretty obvious. I mean, I don't know what part of that you didn't really get. I mean, it was you got to be able to handle it. They keeps coming. Yes, it was blood in the water, and here come the Sharks, and then it's just going to keep getting more and more and more, and so.
With when Tyson got 3 fouls pretty early,
and then you got Marcus and Tyson.
Yeah,
that makes a difference, no doubt.
Is there? I mean, at this point in the season, is there a way to kind of build depth more, or do you just kind of roll with?
Well, there's no waiver wire that I know of.
Sure.
There's no. I mean, the transfer portal. No. Yeah.
Okay.
We are what we are. We have what we have.
You put it in perspective for your guys, so there's still a lot of basketball to be played.
Well, we're in a great position. That was the 2 top records in the league. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not a season's not over. Now it's something we haven't dealt with for 2 years. We never lost a game by double digits last year until the final game. They're one of the last teams in the country to do that. So we haven't. All our games are close, and all our games are, that way. And so yeah, it's a hard pill for us to swallow. But our bye's coming in a terrific time because we got to get healthy. We do play some guys. Seaburn. We do play some guys that play heavy minutes. And this bye is needed right now. Number one, to get our minds and bodies right, get Marcus healthy, like it's almost a godsend that we're getting some time right now because we need it. And then it helps get Tyson. We've ridden him hard and put him away wet. He's been heavy minutes, so he'll get his legs back. The guys that are Naj is, I don't know what percentage he was, but he wasn't in full. He's got to get help. It'll really, really help to get these guys' minds and bodies healthy.
Thank you. Didn't have a lot of open shots, especially in the first.
Well, how many years have you came down here? 15. That you don't get open. I mean, their defense is their defense for a reason, and they get into you, and you think back to some of the years that we've handled it well. I mean, we never got out of the 50s last year on them. I mean, they're a great defensive team. No ifs, ands, or buts. We know that, and they were You know, they were juiced up. They know. They looked at the standings. They knew, and they also knew what happened last year. We beat them 3 times. I mean, they came out and they got after it and got us, on our heels. And they. But like I said, they did that to Utah State. They did that to Nevada, and so we knew what was coming. We just, like I said, it's a lot harder to do than it is to, you tell your guys, yeah, here. But when you're out there and they're in you, and it's first time. I mean, that's a lot to put on a freshman. It's never because it's not like I said. It's not Jason's not a good player. He's gonna be a great one, but he's never experienced that before, and. So all of a sudden the stress is coming and the pressure's coming and then it gets more and more and more and his instinct is to hold on the ball a little bit too much, but he'll learn from it, he'll grow and, because Marcus has done it for 5 years and these other guys have done it for 5 years and it's not all on him, I'm not saying that at all, and, it's just a tough thing to put a freshman into.
With the bye week, getting guys rest, will you go, will they have 3 or 4 days of not doing really?
Well, different guys will do different
Gotcha.
things because we I've said it all along is develop this bench, we got to develop these guys.
Yeah.
And so some of those guys will get some more reps, but those starters have heaviness.
Yeah.
So Naj needs to get the knee healthy. Shave's got to get the ankle healthy. Max needs to get his back healthy. On and on and on. And Tyson, like I said, Tyson at Air Force looked dead. Because I rode him hard, and, so it'll be great for us. It's coming at a great time.
With the final thing for me, with the perspective of it being 1 loss,
See you, Tony. Mike.
1 loss, long season. You say we're still in a good spot.
Oh,
This team has shown that over the last few years, right? That 1 loss is they're good to move past it.
Yeah. Now, just like a win, we don't move past it. Like I get surly, they get surly. They don't like to lose. We don't like to lose.
Yeah.
And I that's what I respect about these guys. It hurts us, all of us. We've got to put everything into it, and so we don't move on from it right away, just like a win. We want it to, clench your teeth, and we got to be better, and to compete for a title. It's really hard to win a championship in this league, and we've all talked about, especially this year. There are great teams everywhere. You can't have a bad half against anyone. A bad half against anyone, you're in big trouble. So, like I said, I was proud that we came out and beat in the second half, but we dug ourselves such a hole that we can't.